All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is how to connect with new connections or your already existing connections, as I was sharing. So you're going to go here, up here, see how there's this little silhouette, it says My Network. And then from here, well, there's two ways you could do this. I recommend, I'm going to show you, you could just put it in here and continue. I'm going to show you guys the better way to do it, and I'll tell you why in a second. You go to Find Connections. Now, here's the better reason why to do it. So one of the things that I've noticed in the last like 3 or 4 weeks that is awesome about what Microsoft did when they changed the user interface is they actually have more options now of how you could import connections. And so, for example, not to get too into it right now, but if you, before you could just like share one thing in the box, now you could do like a whole group of emails at once, which is great if you're trying to like copy and paste them maybe from like a newsletter or something along those lines. But even more awesome is now you could actually upload a file. So for people that know, and I actually was able to learn and taught myself how to do this, like they accept CSV, TXT didn't work for me, and I don't know why, but CSV does, and a VCF. So they accept different file formats. So if you, for instance, exported your, let's say you have 2,000 people on your MailChimp newsletters that you send out, and you met those people through Facebook, but that's who you do business with. Like I have a ton of friends, for instance, that do most of their business from Facebook, which is great, and I have nothing, look, I'm not like here to preach the LinkedIn gospel. I think both are great. I just personally haven't found that Facebook's worked well for me for business. But again, the point being is that if you exported your Facebook connections, or even more importantly, exported your newsletter connections that you probably have from Facebook, you could put it on here, and then all of a sudden, boom, you brought all those people that you're maybe doing business with onto your LinkedIn. So it just gives you just another platform to really connect with them, get recommendations from them, all that kind of stuff. So that's a little bit more of advanced stuff, but what I'm going to show you right now is I'm going to show you really, really, really powerful, quick and easy way to do the, again, like let's expand your network on LinkedIn from the people that you already have that you probably forget about. So for me, for instance, like, okay, well, let's go on here. All right, so now you could see all it. This is one of the best things I love about how LinkedIn does this, is it automatically selects all these people from my Gmail account. Now, I've already updated this not too long ago, so here's the amazing thing. When I tell people I can help them grow their, their existing network by 5 to 25 times, that's, depending on who you are and how many people you met or emailed, that's typically on the low end, and I do that just to kind of, under promise, over deliver. Really is like if I had 20 connections, I mean, most people, I'd say 95% of people have under 500 connections on their LinkedIn. So if I had 200 connections, already just from one of those 4 email addresses you saw, there's a potential for me to connect with 781 new people. And next, what I usually get from people is like, well, what if I don't want to connect with everybody? That's, connected, and that's totally fine. I mean, honestly, it's really easy to just be like, oh, I don't want to connect with him, I prefer not to, probably better not to, and just scroll down and take, 5 to 10 minutes. It's so worth it. And honestly, like, what I start telling people, like, if you're that lazy that you can't really dedicate 5 to 10 minutes to go through this, then, A, you might not deserve to be successful on LinkedIn, and B, you could always just delete them afterward. You know, I actually had that happen not too long ago where someone actually accepted my request, and I was like, yeah, I'd probably rather not be more connected with this person than I need to be. And I just unfollowed her or unconnected with her. But it's a really quick and easy way to do it. So I could just go boom, add it to it, and it'll again send an invite to all these people. And the cool thing I've noticed is that even if they don't accept your request right away, a lot of times they'll end up showing. I think you get an email. My understanding is you get an email when you use that feature, and you know Scott Engler wants to connect with you. But what will start to happen is then when LinkedIn starts suggesting who you should connect with, it'll populate on there. So then you'll have like a direct request on there. So it might be like, you know, Mila Coons or whatever that Mila